I feel the excitement in the air. I know. Yes, so usually people start trickling in, so Gina will help fill the circles. And before we start the actual care circle, we might have to blend some circles. So we'll see, okay? We'll take it as it goes. And I am Reverend Veronica. If this is your first time here, you picked a good one. This is our Care Circle Sunday, which is the fourth Sunday of the month. And we go a little deeper. We take a topic. We have the time to go a little deeper. And this is my co-lead, Jessie Keeler. Yay! The amazing Jessie, who's a ministerial intern through the Centers for Spiritual Living. So thank you for holding that space in consciousness. Yes, yes. All right. So Care Circle's a little different. We'll go through that. But first of all, let's go through our little logistics. So if you parked in our cute, quaint parking lot, there's a good chance someone's parked behind you. So if you there's a little card that we have you fill out, and you can put it on your dashboard so that we can call you if you are blocking someone. So just know that we might make an announcement, and you can move your car. Doesn't mean you have to leave. You can just move your car and come back and have some food, okay? So just know that. And if you also could silence your phone during our care circle to avoid distractions, because sometimes we do have some deep conversations and people are in a moment, so we won't want the phone to go off at that time, okay? All right, some announcements. We go through our announcements kind of quickly during this care circle, so please check our newsletter or website for these upcoming events to get more details. But our own Dr. Erin will be teaching her Get Into the Body class. And even though the picture looks like there's yoga going on, it's not a yoga class, okay? Just want to make that clear, because but what she's talking about is a lot of times we're in our mind, and so what she helps us is to get into our body where we can feel what is really going on. And so she is an amazing facilitator, and this class will help, it's an experiential workshop designed to help participants move from anxious, overactive thinking into grounded, present, and emotionally regulated states. Now, who doesn't want that? Who doesn't need it? Thank you, thank you. And I don't know if you've noticed that there are actually commercials on the television now about trauma and how you may have experienced trauma and how your children how you might be taking it out on your children. I saw that commercial. I was like, thank you. It's being acknowledged, and that how it affects our children. So I'm so grateful, so grateful. There's only one mind, right? Okay, mark your calendars. Coming up, our Sunday candlelight service on December 21st. Yes, it's going to be at 4:30. So mark your calendars. It's at 4:30 on the 21st because it's a candlelight service. And so there will be no Sunday service that morning, just the candlelight service in the evening. It's going to be a little different this year. It's not your mother's candlelight service because it falls on the 21st, which is what? The solstice. Yes, so we are going to do a solstice ceremony and candlelight service entitled From Darkness to Light. So more information to come, but mark your calendars. And if you haven't RSVP'd yet for the gratitude luncheon for our volunteers, today's the last day because we need to order some food. So let's have everybody who's volunteered. We want to celebrate you and honor you. And there's going to be a special experience that day in addition to the food. So come and join us this coming Saturday, the 29th at 1 p.m. And I want to, before I bring Ray up, we are decorating after service today. So if you can stay and help to bring the festive celebratory energy to our center, Janice and and a group of us will be decorating and bringing our holiday energy to the center. So please stay after and assist. And I'm going to invite Ray up. Do you have a mic there? Okay.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Ray Bradford. In our teachings, if the law of circulation teaches us anything, is that whatever we give comes back to us multiplied, whether it's our time, talent, or treasure. But there are times in the year when giving is really done not necessarily to expect something to come back to you, but truly for the meaning of the impact of what it will have to those people that are less able to celebrate because of various circumstances. This year's season of giving continues the tradition that existed for many, many years in the two separate organizations or churches that came together and unified into Pacific Coast CSL. We support, at this time of the year, Interval House. Interval House started in 1979. If you're not familiar with it, there are two flyers on the table over there, and they will continue to be on the tables on Sundays. It provides shelter, and it's a crisis center for abused women and their children. Those individuals, especially at this time of the year, are especially in need to try, especially on behalf of their children, to try to make this season as quote-unquote normal as possible. And so what we try to do is, what we do actually, is we provide gift cards. We gather from our community a variety of gift cards. Last year, almost 50 people donated over 65 gift cards in denominations from $25 to $40 to $50. We raised just under $2,000 we deliver in gift cards. And the importance of the gift cards is that when we give them to Interval House, they then are able to apportion them to as many people as possible. And in providing a gift card, it allows a woman and their children to kind of own the holidays, to go out and buy something that they specifically need for themselves, as opposed to us trying to second guess. And so the deadline is Sunday, December 14th. We have plenty of time. It'll be announced on Sundays, it'll be announced in the newsletter and on the website, and on the last two Sundays, especially Sunday, December 14th, there'll be a box with a little sign on it near the entrance, and you can just, next time you're at the grocery store, at Barnes & Noble, at Target has a whole wall of gift cards. Just buy some gift cards and hold on to them and then drop them off there. I'll put instructions later on, but it's important to also include the receipt, because I think the receipt has the PIN code on it. So anyway, this is a heads up that this year's season of giving continues the tradition to help women and their children at Interval House, and so let's be as generous as we can for those that are trying to lift their spirits and lift their children's spirits up at this very sometimes challenging time. So thanks.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you so much. And anybody just arriving, if you can make your way to the front circles, that would be helpful to fill up the front circles. Thank you. Thank you, Ray, for just facilitating that and making a difference in many lives that we don't even know. And so that's really a law of circulation right there. Yes. Okay. All right. We here at Pacific Coast practice the CARE model. The CARE model is people first before project. And so we always start our meetings with this process of the CARE model, which is, first, I want you to go around your circle and state, what is a word of good for today? Something good. So share with your circle something good that's going on in your life right now. Okay, yes.
I don't know if I'm fully present. God.
everybody complete with your word of good? If you are complete, let the facilitator know. Raise your hand so we know that your circle is complete. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So the second part of this is, do you have any heaviness of heart or hardness of head that would be in the way of you being present here today? So if you'd like to share that with the group, and then once everyone has had a chance to share, we'll do a prayer around that heaviness of heart or hardness of head that may be in the way. Okay, so go ahead and share that in your group.
If at any time I tend to, go into the zone, if I miss anything, just tap me and, don't be afraid to interrupt me or tell me. Like I did Janice's slide, Janice and I didn't even have a clue I did it. She's like, so it's okay to just tap me, okay? Yeah, please do. Sometimes.
I think our bowl might be leaking a little bit.
Yes. All right, just when you're finished in your group, if your facilitator can raise their hand, please. Good, okay, thank you, and thank you. And one more, you finished here? Good, okay, and just bringing it. And then Debbie Ann. Yeah, and then you remember we go circle to circle. Yeah, you don't have to write it down anymore. No. So they say you just, yeah. Yeah, okay, so bring it, are you complete here, Valerie? Okay, thank you. All right. And Zoom, are you complete? Okay, thank you. All right, let's all take a deep breath here. We're going into prayer. I know, even laughter is prayer. I totally, definitely. Let's take a collective breath and let it go. And Debbie Ann, our wonderful practitioner, she's going to lead us in our prayer. As each she's going to go around, and each facilitator will declare the prayer request for your circle.
Okay. Okay, just knowing as we take this deep cleansing breath, knowing that there is power and presence within all of us, and knowing that Spirit is in this place, in this sanctuary, always present, and that each one of us is this presence, that infinite intelligence, the harmony, the peace, and love, everywhere present, always. And knowing that Spirit has always got our back, even when it may not appear that way. We are never alone. And as we move forward in this prayer, I will reach out to each circle and they will declare what is in their hearts.
In our group, we accept abundance, circulation, acceptance, equity, fairness, wholeness, and serenity involving a stressful situation.
In my group, we understand that even in the midst of observing the kidnapping that we call ICE, and that beautiful soul that saw this, even in the midst of it, the God quality was compassion when they locked eye to eye with the individual. And we know God is compassion, and that they carried that compassion wherever they are. They saw that community and they saw that compassion.
For our circle, we affirm and know that a prayer for one is a prayer for all. So we accept peace and joy, and we just release any and all things that are even remotely like the idea of depression, just knowing that we can just release that and let it go and say goodbye. It's no longer needed. We stand in the truth that joy and peace are who and what we are. We bless relationship challenges, just affirming balance and peace. We call forth and know divine guidance is happening right here and right now, that there is direction. We release uncertainty. We speak a prayer of peace and inner trust and sovereignty and love, knowing that this individual that is praying for this love is also emitting that vibration of love for all. And so we just give thanks for the love that is our true nature. We speak a prayer of a special blessing for Nathan as he goes through challenges, just knowing that right where he is, God is expressing in its fullness and allness as Nathan's life and as his family's life. We call forth peace in the workplace. We call forth peace in our world. We call forth peace in our hearts. And we just speak a prayer of acceptance, knowing again that a prayer for one is a prayer for all.
Our group is transforming an alchemy of energy from negativity to the transformation of love, of God, of light. And the first transformation is the request for releasing perfectionism and transforming that into peace, transforming that into acceptance, transforming that into self-love. And another request is the surrender in my relationship with my daughter, which is our relationship with all our daughters and all our sons and all our grandchildren, that acceptance, and surrender of the relationship, of the love of the relationship. And the relationship is exactly as it is. Even if we don't like it, it's exactly as it is, and it is pure love. And into the holidays, our group wants to transform relationships with family relationships just the way they are, just the way they are not, and transform that into love, unending love for each of our families. Whatever the situation, it's love for each of our families. And we learn so much from that relationship with our families. It is the greatest learning for each and every one of us. And there's a request of transformation, forgiveness, acceptance, and how beautiful that is, and how that frees each and every one of us in this room to transform with forgiveness and thankfulness and acceptance, and how it raises each and every one of us and heals us in that forgiveness.
In this moment, we look at that place inside of us, that place that knows God's got this. When we have doubt in ourselves, we need not worry. God's got this. When the cell phone seems to be misplaced or missing or gone astray, God's got this too. God gets it all. And most important, every now and then, we need to be taken care of by someone else's love. And every now and then, we need to share our love with that person desperately seeking that care and love. But it's not really our problem. God's got this too.
Mm-hmm.
We give thanks and gratitude. We give thanks and gratitude for peace and abundance.
Thank you. And I know after these declarations have been shared and voiced, I claim that is already done in the mind of God, knowing that each word that has been spoken is heard and acted upon. And when we release this powerful prayer into that creative action of the law that always responds with a yes. Yes, my beloved. Knowing this, knowing the power of prayer, knowing the power of each word that has been spoken, I know and release with absolute gratitude and knowing that it is already manifest. And I ask you to join me in saying, and so it is.
And so it is. Beautiful. Thank you so much. That was a beautiful prayer, a community prayer. Yes. Okay. And so it is. And I wanted to acknowledge April in the back. April runs the Zoom. We always have a Zoom person on our care circle so that people can join, and it's an interactive Zoom. So if you know anyone who can't make it here or they live in another state, they can join us at Care Circle and participate in an interactive service. So it's really beautiful service that we offer. And thank you, April. And Dory is on there too as our practitioner holding space. So thank you both for holding that Zoom space for our community. Yes. All right. And thank you, Debbie Ann, for facilitating the prayer. Okay, some of our Care Circle covenants as we go into our workshop format is that I agree to listen and be present and try not to fix or give advice. It's so easy to give advice, isn't it? It's like, just, so stop it. No advice during this workshop. We are good listeners, okay? We are good listeners, and we hold space for people when they share. We share from I feel, I experience, and from the I space, not from the we. Like sometimes we'll say they should or we should. We're going to share from the I space, okay? I agree to bring my best love and attention to whatever or whomever is before me, and including and especially myself. I agree to practice non-judgment to the best of my ability. We need to add that on there. To the best of my ability. I agree to love and accept myself and others just as they are. And I agree to stay in the present, the now moment of power. I use as my guide, if it is loving, if it grows, expands, or deepens love, then it is the right thing to do. So these are our covenants for our circle, for our workshop. Does everyone agree to follow these to the best of their ability? Yes. Okay, good. And another big part of our time together is listening. So it's very easy for our mind to wander, or we think about what we have to do about Thanksgiving and this, that, or the other. You know, we kind of go somewhere else, even though we're sitting there nodding our head. Okay, I understand. So let's stay present and be the listener that we would want to have listening to us, okay? So be that listener, making eye contact, doing everything you can to keep bringing yourself back to the present moment, to your partner or your group, okay? And you can use words like, I hear what you're saying, I understand, nodding. So these are great skills to practice in here because there are great skills to have in life in general, yes? Okay. All right, so we are going to move into our workshop, Beyond Thankfulness, the Metaphysics of Gratitude. Are you ready, Jesse? All right, there we go. All right, thank you.
Turning it over to me
I'm
now?
turning it over to
All
you,
right.
yes.
Good morning. So, welcome. And we're talking about gratitude today. And I'm grateful to see you, Sue. Hi. And I'm grateful to see you online, Dory. Before we get started, what I want you to do is I want you to turn to somebody next to you, and I want you to just ask this question. What is gratitude? Just answer that question. What is gratitude? What is gratitude? So just take a couple minutes and share back and forth. And if you don't have an even number of people, do have a threesome there. What is gratitude?
See, right about 11:20, remember I mentioned it's usually 11:25 when we start. So
refill my water. I forgot my water, so I had to.
I'm going to give you another minute, so kind of just wrap up your share. Make sure both people have had an opportunity to share what gratitude is to them. Going to give you another 30 seconds, kind of wrap it up.
Bell, do you want a bell, or do you think?
We'll see. Let's see if we need a bell or not. Because I'm looking at the timing too. So.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, bring your attention back to the room. Say thank you to your partner. Thank you, partner. Thank you for sharing. Bring your attention back to the room. Is that a question, or are you just throwing it down there? Your group's ready? Awesome. I love you, Lorraine. So, when Rev Veronica approached me about doing the Caring Circle, I said yes, because that's one thing we learned from Rev V is yes, yes. How could I turn it down? And she said, let's talk about gratitude. Thanksgiving's coming up, and perfect time to talk about gratitude. You agree? Yeah. I love Thanksgiving, not just for the turkey, not just for all the food, but because it's a time of gratitude. Now, metaphysicians and spiritual teachers, they've been teaching us for centuries, a millennia plus, the value of gratitude. Meister Eckhart, back in the 1300s, said, if the only prayer you ever say is thank you, that's enough. But what I find is interesting is that, I've gotten into a little bit of the neuroscience of metaphysics, or what we've been considering metaphysical teachings like gratitude and forgiveness. And so I wanted to talk about the science of gratitude. And I was looking at the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley. Now this white paper is a few years old. It was published back in 2018, but they reported back on what they found out about gratitude. Gratitude's been called the mother of all virtues. Interesting, right? The seed of it, the beginning of it. And what you found is that people who practice gratitude regularly have these qualities of patience and humility and wisdom. And I know patience and wisdom is something we'd all like to acquire. Humility sometimes gets a bad rap, but there's something about bringing that sense of there's something greater than yourself. There's other people involved in the world. There's other people you're interacting with. It doesn't mean about being subordinate to anyone or letting anybody trample over you. It's just about recognizing that you're part of this greater whole. And that's part of why I want to talk about science as well, the science of gratitude, because we do talk about this thing called the science of mind, which Ernest Holmes wanted to talk about as the science behind metaphysics, how our minds work, take a scientific approach to it. And here we are, 100 years later, and science is finally catching up with what metaphysicians have known for millennia. Now we kind of get this scientific evidence of what our brains are doing and how important these qualities are. I'm not saying this because we need science to prove it, because we don't. We know gratitude works. We know the power of gratitude. But science is a part of this greater thing that we have in our lives. It's a part of our greater experience. So thinking of it that way, that we live in this very material experience of reality. Science helps us to understand it, but also acknowledging that there's something bigger than ourselves. There's something that our ancestors knew intuitively. They just knew it, the power of gratitude. So gratitude activates our brains in several different ways. And it connects with our reward and social bonding areas of our brains. It connects with it activates our moral cognition and perspective-taking hubs, meaning that it's also our reward centers. And additionally, it is part of our cognitive processing and action prediction centers, meaning that It's associated with making mental calculations, making decisions, and so it suggests that gratitude's also not just a heart process, but there's a cognitive process involved in it. It has some physical benefits. It can improve our general health and well-being. It can improve the quality of our habits, help us to form good habits. It's been shown to improve sleep quality, and it has some physiological benefits as well. Fair enough. Yes, yes. Now, I also want to mention this for those of you that are kind of science research geeks, that I am cherry picking a little bit from this study, and there are some nuances to it. So, but in general, these are the qualities that we're finding from the benefits of gratitude. This one I thought was really interesting, that gratitude is social glue. And this is a big one, because I think of it as something that it's personal to myself, but it promotes pro-social behavior and generosity. It inspires people to be generous, kind, and helpful. It strengthens and maintains social relationships. And in the study, they describe it as 3 principles of find, remind, and bind. So find, it helps us to find quality relationships. It helps to remind us of the goodness that exists in our relationships. And it helps us to bind with people, our partners and friends, and by making them feel appreciated. So it's a very powerful practice. And it increases our reciprocity and helping with each other. It increases our sense of social worth. And it can enhance the workplace, and it can enhance our civic engagement. So we know that in community, gratitude is very important for building community. And so the gratitude science says that it's a core human capacity with measurable effects. So it's part of us being human. It's part of our brains. It's who we are. So if anybody ever tells you that empathy and gratitude is it's not necessary, it's for losers, wimps, that it's actually part of us. We are wired to be grateful. And it helps to rewire our brains for happiness and to be more resilient. It's an inside-out thing. So as you make the decision to be grateful, it ripples out. It ripples outward, and it can strengthen your relationships with the world, and it helps to strengthen our communities. It's a fundamental part of flourishing as human beings, proving that one of our simplest virtues may also be one of our most powerful ones. So that simple act of saying thank you is transformative. So we're gonna just take a minute, and we're gonna walk around with the mic here, and there's a question here. When expressing gratitude, have you ever noticed a change in the way you feel in your mind or your body? People are nodding, so does anybody want to say something about that? All right, Ray.
Well, when I feel gratitude, I physically feel as if my heart space, my chest just opens up. I mean, just without judgment. And it feels great.
Oh.
Surprise! Thank you. I feel lighter when I do, and ever since I read in Science of Mind that if you can't pray any other way, just say thank you. And so I say thank you a lot, and it makes me feel lighter.
Thank you, Sue.
Oh, you want to pass it next to you? Oh,
Yes.
For example, when someone holds the door for me and I thank them, I feel warmth. And I see in their eyes appreciation for being thanked, and that even emphasizes it more.
You know, and they found that when you say thank you to that person that did something for you, that inspires them to continue doing things that help other people.
So what Ray said, you know, that kind of feeling inside my belly, you know, I just feel so grateful. Thank you so much. And then what you were talking about last week, the reciprocity of I say thank you and they appreciate, and then I can see their appreciation. So then you know, it's reciprocal and cyclical.
One more?
I have the mic over here. I was going to say it allows me to let go of everything that I'm afraid of. So.
Wow, that's powerful.
Wow. Wow.
Can I do one more?
Sure.
I'm gonna do one more because you shot your hand up, and I just want to like honor that.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe not the continuation or continuing this behavior, but for my 3-year-old, whenever she wakes up at 3:45 in the morning, I'm really struggling to like find the positive this. But I do realize that having a sense of gratitude, like, okay, this means we have time together. We can read. We can eat toast, even though it's 3:45 in the morning. So if I make it so it's like, thank you for this extra time she and I have together, I don't feel as stressed about, I don't have sleep, so it makes it lighter when you feel grateful.
Thank you.
I thank you, and I think you got a little bit ahead. You're leading with the exercise that's coming, so.
Yes,
Good,
she is.
good.
Yes, she is.
So I think I'm turning it over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Jesse. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Yes. Yes, so grateful. And if you can't tell already, just in sharing about gratitude, can you tell or notice a change already that's occurring within you, like compared to when you walked in the door? I could feel a shift already in the room. So that's the power of gratitude, and it's beautiful. So thank you so much. So in the metaphysics, as Jesse went into the science of it and the physiology of it, we have the metaphysics of it. And gratitude is a causational or causatory energy. It opens the door. It opens the door for so much. It's not an after effect of receiving. It's a cause that opens channels for greater good. That sounds good, yes? Feeling thankful aligns thought and emotion with abundance, which magnetizes more of that same vibration. And we know abundance can mean anything. Yes, it can mean prosperity and money, but abundance is all needs are met in that moment. All needs. Magic, in other words. I'll change that word abundance to magic. So feeling thankful aligns thought and emotion with magic, which magnetizes more magic, which magnetizes more magic. So I think gratitude's kind of important, yes? Yes, it is, absolutely. And it also is, like you talked about, Carol Ann, the circulation and the law of increase. When we give thanks, we participate in the circulation of divine energy. So it's reciprocal. And what we appreciate, appreciates. It grows in value. We get to start to see the value of that which is in front of us. The mind is interesting, right? So someone could be standing in front of us and we're kind of irritated by them. And when we, oh, that never happens to you? Is that just me? Am I telling on myself? So just let's hypothetically say someone's standing in front of you. And if you could start to find some gratitude for that person, you're grateful that they're in your life, or you're grateful for whatever that is. Magically, they appreciate and value. When you were kind of irritated, where's the irritation lie? Here, right? Where does the gratitude lie? Did they change? Isn't that power? Yes, it neutralizes it, and it brings you, and it changes your energy, it changes your perspective, and someone who you might think, I'm not using this in a kind way, was, depreciated based on your thoughts about them. You switch into gratitude. Even the smallest of gratitude will open the door, and now they're appreciating. And like I said, they have not changed. But when you shift, all of a sudden, they shift. It is magic. It is magic. So how can we circulate gratitude? You may be wondering. Well, we're going to practice here. This is what we do here, right? We practice. We practice, 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 so that we can take it out into our world and make a difference. So we're going to practice what's called waves of gratitude. All right, so the purpose is to physically experience gratitude as energy and circulation. Okay, so we are in our circles here. We're going to start with one person. We'll start with the facilitator of each group. That'll be the first person. You turn to your right, and everyone is going to witness this, okay? The ones who aren't, until it's your turn, you are the witness, so please stay present to what's happening in your circle. So the facilitator will start and turn to the person on the right, and share with them something they're grateful for. That person will receive it. I receive your gratitude. And then they're going to turn to the person on their right, share something they're grateful for, and that person will say, I receive your gratitude. And it's going to go all around the circle. And I want you to keep going. If you make it all the way back, keep going. And we're creating, I'll say, a vortex of gratitude. Okay? Yes, ma'am. I want to keep going. I want to build momentum. Yeah, let's build momentum of it. No, I think we'll just build momentum. Yes.
Do you want to have us set our intention in the heart space?
Yes.
As we're doing that, or do you want it to be a mental exercise?
No, I want you to find something like that you're truly grateful for and feel it in the heart. So it might be a pause. Pause and find it, and then share it.
Okay.
And then the person receiving, just fully receive them, like you would want to be received, okay? So there'll be some quiet time, and I want it to be from the heart, and I want to just be mindful, that we're trying to create momentum as well. So just be mindful. It's not like a 10-minute meditation. It's like, you want to grasp, feel it, and share it. Yes.
Do you want us to speak loud enough so everybody in our group can hear?
Yes. Yes.
And are we talking about gratitude for the person that we're speaking to?
In general, just something in your heart that you're grateful for. Okay. Everybody have it? Yes? All right. And Matt, I know I didn't ask this before. Do we have any gentle music, some nice instrumental? Okay. And you want to join in and jump in a circle? Yeah. We're going to do this for 4 minutes. Keep going around the circle.
Well, you have had a full year. I mean, not just planning everything. That's your signature.
Thirty more seconds, please. 30 more seconds. All right, let's bring it to a close. The last person sharing, please complete. All right. 3 more? Okay. Okay, 3 more. All right. Did everybody get a chance to go around, Lorraine? Okay. 1 more. Okay. Couple. 1 more round. I mean, a few more shares.
Slow it down when we get into the hardship.
Complete? Okay. If you have 1 more, sorry.
I think we're
1 more. 1 more. Yeah, no, go ahead and just hold off. We're just fishing, just one last person, and we're just finishing. And good. Okay, we're complete. Okay. All right. Let's have everybody take a deep breath in. Let it go. One more time, deep breath in. Letting it go. Did you feel how gratitude grows when it and multiplies when it's circulated? Yes, you can feel the energy of the circle and the room. We're going to do share at the mic. Do you want to share at the mic? Come on up. Lorraine can start.
I've never been in a gratitude circle before, and it was fabulous momentum, just like hearing what other people were grateful for and seeing it being received and having it move around the circle. It was a mathematical amplification.
Ooh, thank you. Thank you, Lorraine. Anyone else have anything to share about that experience? Yes, just come to the mic. If anyone else can.
Good morning, good
come up.
morning, good morning.
Good morning.
As we went around, the gratefulness of pets, the gratefulness of music, the gratefulness of grandchildren, the final, in closing, but yes, vibration was grateful for the common sense just to be grateful.
Yes, yes. Anyone else on Zoom? April or Dory, do you have anything to share? Yeah, no. Okay. All right. Any last one more? Time for one more share? Go ahead. And then Max, you can go after him.
Just very quickly, from a practical point of view, what I noticed was at the beginning there was a hesitancy to try to find something to gratitude until kind of like greasing the wheel or something. It just kept on, and then it was just like effortless, which the lesson for me is that on those challenging days, just do it. Get out of the head and just do it, because it will beget more gratitude. And before I know it, I'm back in the groove again.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Max, you want to share? Go, please.
There was a dull moment there where nobody was sharing, and I thought it was going to be my responsibility, so I had to volunteer. But the hard truth is, I got lost today. Very early in the talk, Jesse had up there on a slide something about patience. And I'm still back there on patience. Because what I realized is I'm very impatient about being patient about you. And I don't mean him, you, I mean you. I'm very impatient about being patient with you. And I've been stuck there for all of this gratitude stuff, all of which I am now very grateful for. But at the time, I was stuck with impatience and patience, because I am impatient about me being patient with you. Thank you for letting me share.
Thank you. Up until this moment. Hold on one second. Let me just see. Okay, we have time for one more. Yes. Thank you, Max. And we'll add up until this moment, you have been impatient. Up until this moment, in the past.
It's so easy to be negative, and so it was really refreshing to actually generate in community, in connection, in acknowledgement and reciprocity, and alchemizing that. It's almost like static on a radio, that you're used to hearing the news, that's actually old. It's not the news anymore. And then there's the static. And so starting to do this is like the static. And then you get on the other station. It's like, good morning.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. Yes, go right ahead. We're good on time.
I was on a walk with a good friend of mine. We grew up together here in Seal. And we were talking, and we were older, in our 40s, and we were having one of those conversations. This was a while ago. And I asked him, I said, Mark, what is the first gift that we get when we arrive here? And he said with it, and he said, I believe it's our breath. And I honored what he said. And what came up for me is what I shared with him is, I believe the first gift that we get when we get here is that I got when I got here is the ability to change my mind. And it's the science of mind. And it's the mind-body connection. And going into gratitude feels like the spiritual practice that changes my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, guys.
Which changes your life. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, and that's where it goes back here where we talked about feeling, the second paragraph, feeling thankful aligns thought and emotion with magic, which magnetize more of the same vibration. That's what gratitude does, is it changes our mind, which changes our vibration, which changes our life. So it's a beautiful practice. Thank you. Thank you. We have to move on. Yes. That one? Oh, right. Oh, I'm going on to that slide right now. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm heading. That one, okay. So transmutation, what is transmutation? Transmutation through gratitude. And so transmutation is the conscious transformation of energy from one state to a higher state. So it's what you have, and transmuting it means we take it, see it, observe it, be with it from a higher state, which is kind of what we've all just, that's what we're talking. So Andrew just said right now, we were in this state before we started, and now we're in this state. We transmuted through gratitude. Even pain or challenge can be transmuted through gratitude. It's how we find the divine presence in every circumstance, not just the pleasant ones. And so we're going to go a little deeper here, because life is not always bells and whistles and joys and pleasantries. You know, we have the other experiences that we have as well, like our child getting up at 3:45 in the morning. What are we going to do? Who are we going to be? And so we're going to take a look at that. And I think that's your slide.
That's my slide.
Yeah.
Why should I be grateful when everything is falling apart? So why should I be grateful when everything's falling apart? I've talked about this with you before, but I was telling Veronica that my genuine gratitude practice started years ago when my life fell apart. And I was in this deep state of despair and sadness and grief for things that I had done, that I had created. And I was in that state where the pressure, I could feel the pressure of the air was too much for me, if you've ever been there. Like, I couldn't, the only comfort I could find was a grilled cheese sandwich and taking a walk in my favorite outdoor garden. And at the time, I had a job that it was like getting up and going to hell every day. Right? That's the way I described it. And I was in this state of just utter despair. And I came across this idea of being grateful. You could change your life by changing your thinking, and gratitude was a means to that. So I started very simply that when I walked into work, there was somebody that made coffee every day. And I love the smell of coffee. And it wasn't to get the cup of coffee, it was just, I was grateful that I could smell the coffee, and I love the smell of coffee. And throughout the day, I would build these little things I was grateful for. I was grateful for the fleck of color, my favorite color being in somebody's shirt. I was just grateful for these little things throughout the day. And that helped to elevate me or step me out of the condition that I was in. God is everywhere around us. We're in God. We're immersed in that spirit of life. It's not separate from us, but we can separate ourselves. We can shut ourselves down from it. And gratitude is a way, a means of reconnecting, of opening up to spirit, of opening up to source, of opening up to that higher expression of who we are. So why should I be grateful when everything is falling apart? because gratitude is the source, the connection to life. And that may not be a really clear, decisive answer that you want, but it's a way of living through all the suffering, the natural parts of our lives, the moments of despair, the tragedies that we're seeing. It doesn't mean to ignore them. It doesn't mean to minimize them or to not acknowledge them. But it's acknowledging God in this greater moment. It's acknowledging life, the divine spirit in this greater moment. That's the role of gratitude when things are falling apart.
Thank you. Beautiful. Yeah.
Is that what you...
That's perfect.
Okay. Wait, do you have something you want to say, Lorraine?
It is enough.
Yeah. Yes, because it doesn't mean that we're spiritually bypassing, right? I don't know if any of you have had, the fetal position, dark night of the soul. I mean, it's it happens. It happens, right? And I was driving here today, listening to this book on tape. This is my current read, The Quantum Revelation. And on the book on tape, it started talking about paradoxes and conflict in life. And it couldn't have been more perfect. So I had to find it in the book because I wanted to share it with you. Because it's very interesting. These are physicists, okay? Physicists who study quantum physics. And it says the tension that arises between conflicting ideas can potentially become the source of creative insight. Progress in science owes more to the clash of ideas than the steady accumulation of facts. Yes. It's the physicist here, Wheeler, cites Bohr, another physicist, who is of the opinion that there is no hope in making progress in one's subject, meaning whatever they're studying, unless one is confronted with a difficulty or a paradox, what Carl Jung considers to be one of our most valuable spiritual possessions, our difficulties or paradoxes. Non-contradiction are one-sided and thus unsuited to express the incomprehensible. So lack of contradiction or paradox is one-sided and thus unsuited to express the incomprehensible, meaning God. When we encounter a paradox, it is a signal that our accepted assumptions and concepts about things are breaking down. Let me say that again. When we encounter a paradox or contradiction in life, so a dark night of the soul, it is a signal that our accepted assumptions and concepts about things are breaking down, indicating that new ideas and new ways of looking at the world are being called for through you. Through you. Yeah, you know what? And complacency, sometimes there's we think complacency, I just want to, just take a breath. And complacency is like stagnant water, where nothing can grow. So, and sometimes we seek that stagnant water, like a rest, a shelf to rest on, yes, and then life happens.
I think I want to say this, when the water's stagnant, stuff grows in it, but it's not necessarily stuff you want growing in it.
Amen. Amen to that. Amen, yes, absolutely. And so I've just felt so compelled to share that with you because that's what I read on the way over here, showing us, even from the quantum physics perspective, that these rubs, these sacred rubs that we experience in life is a way of creating fertile ground from which something new to arise through us, individual to us. That's a beautiful way to look at it. So that's what we call, sometimes we call that the shadow, right? The shadow, because we're in sometimes fertile ground. The soil is dark. you know, this is where the seeds are germinating and getting ready to blossom. So when we're in that place, gratitude can shift us from resistance to receptivity. Like Jesse said, it's like a bridge that shifts us into receptive to receive new ideas, new thoughts, new perspectives that can grow through us. Resistance just tightens the very thing that we're trying to release. And a lot of times when we're in resistance, when we're in that dark night of the soul, we're in resistance. And so when we can breathe and find something to be grateful for within that, it loosens the grip. It doesn't say this should have happened, you know, this way. It says even this can be used. Even this that I'm experiencing can be used for my greater good. Gratitude opens the door that resistance keeps shut. And so gratitude is how we reclaim meaning. And you know, you kind of gave a story, but do you have anything else you want to share about that? Because we wanted to just, you know, have a little conversation about that.
Gratitude is how we reclaim meaning. I think I saw this a little bit differently, that I see it as a reconnection, reestablishing a connection. Like I said earlier, with Source, that God of your understanding, that greater spirit.
Yes.
Do you find that if people are resistant to gratitude, they're actually resistant to that reconnection with Source? And if so, how do you help? I don't know, I guess, because otherwise you feel disconnected, and that feels lonely and isolating. So I'm just curious about that process wherever somebody else is at.
I don't know if I can speak to somebody being resistant to being grateful and not being able to.
Because somebody's in a dark place. Like what inspired you in that time that made you start reaching for gratitude that felt alone for you, I guess?
Okay, so what inspired me to reach for gratitude when I was in my dark place, when I was so miserable and nothing felt good? And that was one of those moments where I could have just gone and just lived in despair. And I'm sure many of you in this room have had that experience, otherwise you would not be in this room. Hang on a second, Marge, and I'll give you a chance. I was desperate. To be quite honest, I was just desperate, and I knew life could be different. So I had that little glimmer. There's like that little, we talk about that light that shines in each one of us, right? That glimmer. Each one of us is an expression of the divine. Each one of us has that divine spark within us. It expresses differently through each one of us, but just that little bit, that's like that. Some people call it hope sometimes when it's dark. But it's remembering that I had that little light, even though it was like a little match that wanted to go out. I just said something could be different. Right.
Yeah.
Something can be different, and the only thing that I had at that moment I was hanging on to was this idea that if I change my thinking, I can change my life.
Right. Yeah. And sometimes it's the old God help me.
Right.
You know, you get to that point, and that is all, and that opens the door as well.
Marjorie wanted to say, can I say? Okay.
I had an experience this day or two ago. We were in scripts down for my husband to get a procedure they couldn't do anywhere else except there. We parked in valet parking at noon. They finally took him into the procedure room at 4. At 4:10, I got a call from the valet saying, "We close at 5 o'clock. You must come get your car." I panicked. This was not good. What am I don't know scripts. I don't know where to park. How am I going to do this? I practically ran over. I was not in gratitude. I got there, and they said, oh, don't worry. He said, there's underground parking. He told me how to get to it, and here's a card. So when you get out of the underground parking, you don't have to pay anymore because you already paid for this. So I found the parking and started to release. I was beginning to get to gratitude, and then I got to the first floor, and there was a parking spot right in front of the elevator.
Yay. Yeah.
And I've got to tell you that it started raining. Had we been in valet parking, we would have gotten wet. But because we were in the underground parking, we didn't. And what it says to me, it's all God. Even when it doesn't appear so, it appeared like I was just getting.
Right.
And it was beautiful.
Yes. Yes, and that's a great example too, just having that moment of, right. And that's our we're not discounting our humanity for sure. And being in community helps, I believe, being in spiritual community helps us move through this stuff that we're going through, life. Helps us move through. And I love this quote here. It says, shadow without gratitude feels pointless. Shadow with gratitude feels purposeful. Gratitude helps us reinterpret the moment as initiation, preparation, revelation, transformation, a deeper unfolding, a necessary clearing, and a calling to rise. So that gratitude is such a bridge. So we're going to move into a practice here. Gratitude in the shadows. So if you can pass out, the facilitators can pass out, each person is to get 2 pieces of paper and pass those out. And if you need a pen, raise your hand. We have pens. Yeah. Yeah, I know. We'll see how.
Which one? This is kind of wraps it up, right?
Yes, yes.
Sorry, I've done this over.
It wasn't you. It wasn't you. All right. Yes, please. Okay. Everybody have 2 sheets of paper. And if you need a pen, Debbie Ann will bring you a pen. You think so? Oh, I see. All right. Okay. So on the first sheet of paper, so the purpose of this exercise is to reveal how gratitude can transform perception even in difficulty. So you each have a piece of paper. On the first slip, I want you to write something that you have been resisting, resenting, worrying about, that's been causing you grief in your life. That's what I want you to write on the first paper. So can you please do that? Right? Something that you've been resisting, something that's causing you strife in your life, something that's really been taking and occupying your mind in a negative way. A struggle. Thank you. Something that you are struggling with. And then facilitators, if you could just let me know when your group is done. It could be a person, a situation. And then after you write the first part of that, regarding this situation, what is this situation asking of you? What quality is trying to be birthed through you because of the situation that you're struggling with. Same paper, same paper, same paper. What qualities? It doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, other side's fine. Yeah. So what quality is trying to grow in you?
Do you have some examples of qualities?
Qualities. Patience is a great example, as Max gave. Compassion. Love. Peace.
Peace, abundance.
Mm-hmm.
So you want a God quality.
Right. What quality is trying to be birthed through you? Yes.
So what's the God quality calling from you?
When you think
So what's
about
the
the
situation?
struggle, what God quality, I will say, is required almost to walk through it. So what quality
so
will serve you
that's the thing you're
to walk
struggling
through
with.
this particular situation?
What's the opposite of that? Okay. Love, right? But you know what? Think about love this way. It's love. It's not.
Okay, so what
it's not
difficulty
condoning
are you
action.
struggling with at this
Bigger picture
time?
of love. It's like
And what
God.
quality
So you see the truth in
is
it.
wanting to
So you
reveal
can
itself
impact
through
it, you
you
can make a change.
as a result of this challenge in your life? Yes.
But this is a big one. Okay, it's huge because it's pushing everything for us, right? So, love of community.
All right.
Not just the people that are like you.
Who needs, do you need more time? Raise your hand if you need more time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, on your second slip of paper, I want you to write, this is the shift, okay? Write a statement of gratitude that acknowledges the hidden gift within it. So for instance, here's some examples of hidden gifts. I am grateful for this growth opportunity because it teaches me clarity and boundaries. If maybe there's a person that's you're struggling with that you haven't been able to put boundaries up, you can say, I'm grateful that I'm learning clarity and boundaries. Or maybe someone has betrayed you. You could say, I'm grateful for this opportunity to have my trust renewed. I'm learning to have my trust renewed. So finding a statement of gratitude to help reframe the struggle that you're in.
It's an opportunity.
That's on the second piece of paper. Uh-huh. That was on the second piece of paper. So the first piece of paper has the struggle. The second piece of paper has the gratitude statement. Trying to see this situation from a different perspective. Finding something to be grateful for within the situation, which then cracks the door open to that situation that you're struggling with. Make sure you're breathing here. I'm feeling some non-breathing going on. Breathe. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to find it, so even the smallest of gratitude will be a bridge. All right. And then facilitators, when your group is complete, please raise your hand when your group is complete. Everybody complete? Okay. Okay. All right.
We have some big ones over here. So.
Still work. Cheryl's working here. Okay. more here. Okay. All right. And this gratitude statement is something that you can continue to work on. And what I definitely recommend is add to it. So as this situation starts to turn, you start to see more things that you are grateful for about the person or the situation. And you write that down until it's no longer a situation. Okay? Is everybody complete? Facilitators? Okay. All right. Okay. So, couple things. Because of time, I'll take 2 shares at the mic about what you found out of this practice. Okay, so 2 shares. And before we go there, on your way out, I'm inviting you to take the slip that has the situation or the problem that you declared on your way out after this hair circle closes. I invite you to place that into the bowl right here. We have a bowl of water to wash and rinse that away as a symbolic gesture to release and let go. Even, just let it go. Even the God quality, you let that go too, and it all makes room for more good, okay? So the slip of paper that has the situation or problem, put it in the bowl at your, before you leave, okay? So I'll take 2 shares. If anyone wants to share something that came up, maybe through this process of reframing and finding gratitude. Yes, Dr. Aaron.
You want to share?
I'm so reminded by the Dr. Wayne Dyer's quote, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Mm-hmm. And in the spirit of nerdy neuroscience, our brains are not wired for gratitude. They're wired for negativity bias to keep us on alert. And so it really is about, as Andrea suggested, changing the dial. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And I tend to look at life through the lens of soul lessons. Our souls are here to grow and expand. And faith and fear cannot exist in the same space. You must choose one. And that's part of our spiritual growth. Mm-hmm. I must choose one. I choose faith. And I feel so strongly that that is part of our soul's evolution in this lifetime, is to boost that sense of self-trust in knowing that I can choose faith. Everything is okay. All is well.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, yes, Diane, last share. Thank you.
That was something that came up for me because of the first part of the experience, which was lack of understanding and having patience and acceptance for it. But when I took the next part, I said, I am grateful that I am learning what my soul incarnated to evolve within me in this experience that I'm having. Like, I've taken it personally. Yeah, like, oh, why is this happening to me? Why hasn't something, whatever, that I'm working on occurred? And what the realization that I had today was that, wait a minute, my soul came here to learn this, and I'm resisting because I'm impatient. So I am so grateful for my revelation today that, I'm partners, I believe I'm a partner with my soul. And that the more I'm open to the soul energy, the more I get to evolve and the greater my life experience is.
Thank you. Thank you, Diane. Yes. Yes. Yes, as we find that gratitude in those dark spots, that's where the magic happens, the transition into seeing it in a different perspective for your soul's evolution. So thank you. Yeah. All right, good job. I want everybody to just give themselves a good job. Yes.
I want to reinforce what Diane said, what you just said.
Okay.
Because sometimes some of you probably came up with some really challenging scenario where you're like, I just really hate this situation. And it brought up a lot of feelings, and I have no idea how to get past it. And you might have realized, like, well, the opposite of hating is love. But there's no way I can see love in this situation right now. Just stay with that. And allow that idea, that what I would call a God quality, a spirit. If you came up with love, just go with it. Open up to it. Meditate on it. Allow that, blanket that experience, that envelope that experience that you hate with that love. And see what comes out of it, what emerges for you. Because you might not have an immediate answer right now, but it will come up. It will reveal itself.
Do you want to do the homework card?
Well, you're going to give me the homework, the person that... All right. So do I start? You want me to start with the exercise first?
Either one. Either
All right.
one. Yeah.
Well, we'll start with the quote because the quote's really good. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Melody Beattie.
Mm-hmm.
On the flip side of your card is your homework. All right. Happy holidays.
Hey, we got lots of practice ground coming up.
All right. Yes, lots of ways to practice here. When you feel irritated, annoyed, sad, or unloved, and have forgotten who you are, here are 3 steps to open to gratitude. Take a deep breath and let it go. 2, use your senses to find something you like or that feels good. The sound of the birds, the smell of cookies baking, the sound of trees rustling, the sun on your face. And say thank you for that experience. Stop and feel into the gratitude. Now, if you're ready to dive a little bit deeper, when you feel irritated, annoyed, sad, or unloved, and have forgotten who you are, take a deep breath and let it go. Be curious about why you're feeling this way. Step 3, create gratitude by looking for the blessing in the situation. For example, if you're stuck in traffic, listening to a book, you might say, I'm so grateful for the extra time so I can finish my favorite audiobook. And step 4, write down gratitude creations or speak them into a recorder. So document it.
Yes, yes. So this is our homework card, and just a reminder, if you want it, we put our QR code here for Pacific Coast, so if you want to take a couple home with you as well to leave at your local coffee shop or other bookstores, we can leave them around because they have our website information. And did you have a question? Of the homework cards? Yes, yes, yes. Oh, you got them. Okay, great. Okay, let us go into our time of offering, our time of giving, and our time of receiving. So our ushers today are, I'm sure they're making their appearance. Yay! Florette is here. All right. So we are so grateful for all that is given and all that is received here at our center. So let us read this here together. Or we'll read our tithing affirmation. Are you ready? All right. We give with open hearts to this community with shared commitment and purpose. As we give, we prosper, cultivating growth, connection, and shared abundance for all. Thank you, Soren. Thank you so much. And other ways to give, you through Zelle, through Venmo, or donate through our website. And you can set up for auto tithe as well. So thank you for all that you offer to our center. All right, and then we're going to do our final benediction. Do you want to close with our benediction, Jesse? Let's do it. We're just going to do a regular benediction, not the We Are Life.
What's just a regular benediction?
Just a regular benediction.
It's a
yeah.
regular benediction.
Regular.
All right.
Closing prayer, yes.
So just breathe into this moment. Untangle yourself. Draw your attention from the room into your heart. And as you feel your heart, allow it to expand. And filling this space, knowing that there is one presence, and this presence of divine life is everywhere and in everything, flowing through you, flowing through each and every person right here, right now. And it is with deep gratitude that I thank Pacific Coast for everyone that brings us together and helps this service to happen. From Matt and April to Rev V, and each of the facilitators in your group, and to each person that showed up today, and to everyone that is listening. Life is good. God is good. Pacific Coast Center for Spiritual Living is amazing. And this is a beautiful, beloved community as we come together saying thank you. Thank you, life. Thank you, God.
Yes, thank you, God.
Thank you, Pacific Coast.
Thank you, Pacific Coast.
And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. And I didn't thank Diane Ronner. She did our heart math meditation today. So thank you, Diane, for doing it. Every Care Circle Sunday, we do a community-led. We pick a person from our community to lead the meditation, and it was Diane. So thank you. All right, enjoy your holidays this week. We love you, and we'll see you next week.
And remember, you can drop your